Hey guys! So today I have a video that includes 5 of my favorite recipes, the first one being Sucralose. So for that you're going to need ground beef. I would assume that it's about 2 patties of ground beef. I'm not really sure, and mine was kind of frozen, so I waited to defrost it. An eggplant. That is a great recipe if you have like veggies and stuff that are starting to go bad. You will need a zucchini too, and I think it's called a Puffy Pastry. I am not sure, but yeah. So the first thing that you're gonna do is to preheat the oven. I always preheat my oven at 200 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much it is in Fahrenheit, so I'm gonna put it down in the description. And then, with your hands cleaned and the veggies cleaned, you're just going to cut off the ends and peel them off. Just wanted to pop in and say that I technically did this by roasting them in a pan and with a little bit of oil, salt and pepper, but this time I did it in the oven. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna cut the veggies like vertically, I think it is, and not too big, like not too thick but not too thin either, so they can all cook together and be well and nice. So here I just ended up cutting them a little bit shorter, and I am drizzling some olive oil, again with clean hands, and then you're going to add some salt and pepper. Once they're all coated, you're going to put them in the oven, say bye-bye to them, and pop that. And yep, I like 180 degrees Celsius for about, how much? I don't even remember. About 40 minutes, I think. Yeah, 40 minutes. You will see I'd rather be safe than sorry, so I am putting some oil on a pan, in the pan, and then I am going to put my beef inside and basically cook it a little bit through, not too much, honestly. Yeah, so I'd rather be safe than sorry and then have the meat that isn't cooked. I think you can do it without cooking it beforehand, but I'd rather cook it beforehand and just be safe. Then you're going to lay down the puffy crust and start poking it with a little fork. Mine was still kind of frozen. I think I'm showing it. It's still kind of frozen, but it's okay. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Then I am adding some cheese. I'm assuming that it's mozzarella cheese. Honestly, it's just optional. It's if you want to add cheese, then you add cheese. You don't need to. I wanted to. Do whatever you want. Honestly, it's just a recipe that I'm giving you, and then you can obviously switch it up. A little tip, because here when I tried to roll up the dough, it did not work. Put the veggies horizontally and not vertically and horizontally or whatever. Just put them all horizontally and it's going to roll up perfectly. I would suggest that you melt some butter and then just put it on top so it's like really golden and crusty and like crispy and stuff, so it's like just beautiful. But I didn't have any butter, so I didn't do that. And then you're going to put this bad boy in the oven at 180 for about, I would say, like 40 minutes. Then we're moving on into my favorite breakfast slash snack. Honestly, it's just easy. It's an egg toast. It's like an egg toast with some cheese inside. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna crack an egg in a plate, whatever, add some milk, and then you're going to start whisking, mix until it's uniformed and it just has this yellow disgusting color. It's honestly really simple. Then you're just going to put any bread that you want inside. You can also just do this, and it's called pain perdu in French. So you can just basically do this and then put it inside of a pan and leave it there. Add some whatever you want, like honey, fruits, whatever, and it'll be great. So yeah, here I am just showing you a salty version, I would say, of that. And so you're going to flip the bread on all sides, then you're going to put your cheese on top. I didn't have any cover, so I just used a cutting board. But yeah, it's going to look like this. It's really good. It's really delicious, simple, 5 minutes. It's done. So good. Moving on to what I call the crusted chicken that you can do with salmon. You're going to crush some sesame seeds with some rice cakes. You're going to need some chicken, and then I don't know how this is called, so I'm going to put it down. The mixture and some egg whites. So what you're going to do is that you're going to take your chicken, put it inside of flour, then the egg wash, and then inside of the mixture and fry them. Here I am just preparing my baked potatoes, my future baked potatoes. So I'm just adding some salt, some pepper, and some garlic powder. Then I'm adding to that some olive oil and my secret ingredient, which is sugar cane. This one is a liquid sugar cane. It's going to add a really sweet and soft texture to the potatoes. The fourth recipe is called a Clafouti with black cherries. So what you're going to do is first preheat the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, and the ingredients consist of sugar, milk, flour, and some, I forget how it's called, but this, I use vanilla. It's like some flavoring extract, whatever. Then a tip is that you're going to have to drain the cherries beforehand. Mine were frozen, so I defrosted them, and last night I started draining the water out of them. One thing that I forgot in the beginning was eggs. You will need to put 4 eggs inside of the mixing bowl and start mixing them all together. Here we're going to add the sugar. Again, measures and all of that will be in the description. I suggest that you basically put every dry ingredient half by half, even the milk, so it's not like lumpy and disgusting. So here I've put the sugar, I'm mixing, then you're going to put half of the flour, and I started mixing it with a hand mixer. After you mix the mixture, you're going to add half of the milk, and I also added the vanilla extract. That is what it is, vanilla extract, oh my god. I would suggest that you add the mixture one by one slowly so that the cherries don't move, and I would also suggest that you don't put as many cherries as I did, because mine wasn't as fluffy and beautiful as the recipe. It was just kind of like flat. It was still really good, but it wasn't aesthetic. It wasn't as aesthetically pleasing as I would want it to be, but whatever. As you will see, I did something very stupid and I added up more cherries. Do not do that! We're going to put it in the oven at 180 degrees for around 35 minutes, So yeah, put it inside, say bye-bye to your little precious kid. Do not drop it, because I did it again after this and I almost dropped it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So since I added so many cherries, it kind of looks flat and bleh, but it was so good. FYI, I am not a patisserie queen, so if I did it, you can do it. Moving on to my favorite thing, which is chicken spring roll. So you're going to need some mushrooms, some rice paper, chicken, soy sauce. I use like 1/4 of the onion. This, I still have no idea what this is, so just look at it. It's optional, you don't really need it. This is for the sauce. 1 egg and some carrots. Oh, you're also going to need some warm water and some beer for the rice paper. Yay. Then you should mix up your onions and also the mushrooms. You can do it by hand, but it's really hard. And you won't get the same result, but whatever. With whatever you have here, I just mixed it. Then do the same with the chicken. And again, better be safe than sorry. I prefer cooking my chicken beforehand than having it completely raw afterwards. So now you're going to basically put everything in the bowl. I tried filming, and then my egg fell on the ground, and then I stopped filming. And yeah, whatever, it was a mess. So you're just going to add everything. Add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, add an egg, and then you're going to mix this bad boy up. Remember at the beginning, beer and hot water, put that in a bowl or whatever. You're going to need a wet towel that you're going to put the rice peppers on top to do your spring rolls. So you're just going to damp in the liquidy thing that we did. the rice paper, and then you're going to basically just fill in the rice paper and close it. Be careful to close it really tight because mine always open. And yeah, there you have it, your little pepe. Don't put too much oil in the pan, and I would suggest that you use a pan that is quite deep, but not, you don't really need like the deepest of the pans for this. Just like 2 centimeters, which is about 1.5 inches, something like that, of oil inside. And you're just going to fry them bad boys until they're like golden. I kind of burned mine, so be really careful about that. For the sauce, you're going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar, and the sauce that I told you about earlier, it's like the spring rolls sauce that you can buy. You're going to add 2 tablespoons of that, and you're going to mix it well. And then the secret ingredient, that is not very secret, but I just wanted to, you know, make it sound a little fancy because no, I'm just kidding. It's just a lime, okay? You're just going to need the juice of a lime, and that's it, honestly. It's really good. Enjoy your spring rolls. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed my 5 recipes, and tell me in the comments down below if you did any and if you liked them, and on that I will see you next week.